Diddy might as well just reserve his bunk in a. That chick is the key and the glue to everything.
And if you could read Cassie's 35-page bombshell lawsuit, the singer mentioned how countless people tried covering up for Diddy. Now, that sounds very intriguing. Her post continues with, I pray that ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down, let's pretend is cool no more. Do better. Once again, Capricorn didn't mention anyone, but fans quickly noticed how she said working for someone in particular during a particular period.
And the reason why we're reading this, Capricorn is mentioned here. Kid Cudi says Capricorn called her in tears. He says, what did she say? That Diddy was in a car near my house. Remember, this is Diddy's assistant, which you could tell. What this should tell us, chat, even Diddy's assistant at the time, like, yo, Sean is outside there, like, she's communicating with Kid Cudi, almost like, yeah, I can't stop him. You know he's outside your house. So Diddy's own people could tell, and this goes towards this whole Rico thing. Yeah, people were in his organization, but they were doing their job, but they weren't with it. They wouldn't even tip off the people he was trying to do stuff to. Yo, Diddy's in his car outside your house. Overruled. This is gonna be tense, chat. So you called Sean Combs? Kid Cudi says, yes, I did. I called him. He says, I'm over here waiting for you, playboy. AUSA says, when you arrived, what did outside look like? Kid Cudi says, pretty normal. AUSA says, do you have any security cameras? Says, yes, but I found out they weren't working. Kid Cudi says, but the security...
Kid Cudi came out there with like, shit, let's fight, bro. Let's fight, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said.
Cameras have been moved. So Diddy got there seeing security cameras and either fucked them up or disconnected them or moved them somehow. AUSA says, what did you see inside your home? Gifts were open, some stuff I got from Chanel. And my dog was locked up in the bathroom. He said, well, how did you normally leave your dog? Oh. AUSA says, how long you had your dog? 3 years.
What?
The fuck? Sorry. Okay. It said, did he answer? He said, yes. He says, I'm on my way. Oh my God. Diddy on timing. Diddy on timing. You're not taking away my bitch who drew free balls for me. I'm coming to beat your ass. Yo, Diddy was ready to scrap. Yo, Kid Cudi, you would have been on the list with J. Cole and Drake, nigga. That's
oh no, they said Diddy was gonna pull up. Oh my bad, my bad. I had the story wrong, y'all. I had the story wrong. They said, I guess Kid Cudi said he gonna pull up, and then Diddy, okay, I'm gonna pull up too. No. I think they said Diddy said he gonna pull up, and ain't nothing happened.
Non-responsive. What? Overruled. Come on, Steele. You got it. Still, you got it. You know, this is the big press day. We all want to hear what Kid Cudi got to say. You got to body him. Like, yo, chat, I hope you know what's going on. Brian Steele has to body Kid Cudi today. He took wins so far. He popped up with Flores. He killed Flores. Body the YSL trial. Could you body Kid Cudi? He wears a thong and a crop top. All right, here we go. Judge says, ask a new question. AUSA says, when you saw Cassie, how did she sing? Kid Cudi says, depressed. AUSA says, did you see Connecticut? Kid Cudi says, yes. He needed it. Oh, shit. Now, to where her parents are from, to tell her parents about how Diddy been beating her ass, Kid Cudi slid up there and piped her down. That's when Diddy hit up the parents and said, yo, I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all.
Bro, you have started 20 G's, my nigga. 20 G's.
Okay, it's all making sense. AUSA said, did Mr. Combs call you? Yes, he hit me a few times. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, Diddy's on time. Like, Diddy wasn't ducking no smoke. He wasn't ducking.
The dog. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna talk about when he say he heard his dog. Academics say he coochie, you know, but to me, bro, if you're not at your house to protect your dog, I don't know what academics really even trying to, insinuate or get at, bro. Like, because at the end of the day, it's like, nigga, I go to the store, you breaking my house. Like, how can I defend that? I'm gone. I'm not here. I can't be in two places at one time. So let's just hear what academics do talking about. Whatever.
That nigga, he broke in your house, did all of that. Yo, why he looking for you? You should be looking for him.
But if somebody would have did that at the academics' house and did dogs, you would have felt some type of way, bro.
I'm gonna tell a pussy nigga in every situation. Kid Cudi, you wasn't trying to fight that nigga. You called him saying y'all want to fight. He like, I'm on my way. What happened? You said you hit him a couple times. Or he hit you a couple times. You said you didn't want to talk because he broke in your house. He hurt your dog, then you gotta slide.
But hold on. So this what I think. Hold on, let me let you. It's commercial. Give me a second.
What great. You could read and manage your business mail from anywhere. Wish you had a.
Alright, so hold on. So I guess Kid Cudi was like, shit, let's get it popping. But with Diddy was like, okay, shit, I'm about to pull up right now. Diddy about to pull up, and Kid Cudi might have had Diddy got some, this man got some power. Well, at that point, he had a lot of power in the industry. So it was almost like this. I don't know if his car got burnt up in I forget where his car got burnt up at, but it's just crazy that Diddy can find you anywhere in the world and come and just, like, bruh, 50 gonna have a field day with this shit. Yeah, he gonna have a field day with that. Yeah, he gonna eat off this. I ain't gonna lie, 50 gonna eat off this. 50 gonna eat for real, bro. He gonna eat and eat and eat, bro. Because it's like, bro, you went outside the boundaries of the things you supposed to be doing, sir. You went outside the boundaries, But I hope that, you learn a lesson from this. I don't know if they're going to let you go. I don't know if you're going to go to jail or whatever, but you can come to a peaceful place in your life to where you don't have to do some of the things that you're doing because they're not even beneficial to living your life. So, yeah.
Chat, you don't think I was fly for Pluto? Did you and Miss Ventura break up? Yes. Yeah, man. Let go of that nigga bitch. That's Diddy's bitch, nigga. What about your car? My dog's babysitter called me and told me my car was on fire. The diddler set the shit on fire. Diddler set the shit on fire. Yo, Kid Cudi, I don't care. You gonna lie in his testimony. Diddy was punking you, nigga. Don't act like let's talk about I wanted to fight him. Every time you hit him, he said he's on his way. You go to Connecticut, he was hitting you like, yo, what's like you're saying, yo, I don't want to talk to you no more. You heard for you should be looking for him. If you like that. So where were you? He says, I was at a relative of my ex-girlfriend. So he kind of in a roundabout way saying, I was fucking on my ex-girlfriend. I wasn't with Cassie, I was fucking on an ex-girlfriend. Told me at a relative of my ex-girlfriend. Stop it. Where did you go? I went to my house, 8925 Hollywood Hills Road. AUSA says, let me show you 6 pictures. Do you recognize? Kid Cudi says, yeah, that's my Porsche. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Nah, I can't. I feel like this is doing too much over a girl, though. So Diddy blew up that nigga Porsche, man. Nah, Diddy really blew up that nigga Porsche. Yo, chat, why? We're getting to the good shit. Chat, y'all know I gotta go in like 40 minutes type shit. Damn. I ain't cutting the stream. I don't know if I can make up some shit. I'm gonna tell my lawyer. Even though I'm on stream, they might be like, yo, nigga, you just said some. Okay. Damn. Here we go. The study says the damage to my Porsche was from the Molotov cocktail. Y'all know what that is, right?
They threw they did the gangster shit. They threw that Molotov cocktail through that.
Molotov.
They tried to.
Look, it's like this shit right here.
Gas.
This chunk of pipe we just got from Home Depot. This is that same chunk of pipe.
Okay, that's a pipe bomb. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to show this. Okay, let's show the Molotov cocktail. It would be this.
P.D. Scotch.
Here we go.
Don't go to jail. This is a bottle of explosive and blow up without going to jail.
Put gasoline in a bottle. You put like I'm teaching y'all how to do some shit. Don't do this.
This is a destructive bomb, and this is one because, well, it's an incendiary weapon. These are all destructive devices, but you, as a private citizen, can legally own them.
Stop the camera. All right, don't listen to this blow ass thing. Okay, here's.
In their simplest form, these devices are just bottles of combustible liquid like gasoline or a candle. It is lit, the Molotov cocktail is thrown, the bottle then shatters. Bag or cloth. First used in 1936 in the Spanish Civil War, Soviet tanks, what makes the Molotov such a useful weapon is how simple it is to make and how much damage to much. Over the years, Molotov cocktails have been refined and even mass-produced, but at their core, they remain the same incredibly flammable device. Sometimes thickening agents are added to the fuel to make it stick to the target, dealing even more
Anthony Arnold,
damage.
thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, my boy.
While the initial impact and explosion of the Molotov does very little, the lasting fire does significant damage. Either larger fires, they're quite versatile and can easily harm enemies in combat. The combination of their simplicity and ability to inflict massive damage is why we're seeing these devices used so heavily by Ukrainians seeking to defend their homeland in the recent conflict with Russia.
Wow, okay. Damn. I only see that shit on movies and GTA. Well, now we're seeing it. Damn, Diddy did that? AUSA says, what was your reaction to your car being set on fire? Kid Cudi says, what the fuck? It says, objection. It says, overruled. Okay? What? The judge says, break. Oh, man, don't break right now. Holy shit. Diddy and, Kid Cudi is testifying about the arson. Kid Cudi arson. Why we never...
There may be I thought a lot of people knew about this because obviously, so carrying,
Has Kid Cudi ever talked about in the next generation?
I'm outside a wet federal court in Manhattan, where we are about to start day 9 of the criminal trial against Sean Combs. Today, we're going to be hearing the testimony from rapper Kid Cudi, who has said through a spokesman that his car exploded in 2012 following threats by Mr. Combs that was contained in a $20 million civil suit filed by Cassie Ventura. Today is expected to be the first time that the rapper is going to go into detail about this incident. We are also expected to hear more testimony from Combs employee George Kaplan, who testified yesterday that he helped set up hotel rooms for the hip-hop mogul, stocking them with lube, baby oil, and Mr. Kaplan also said that he picked up drugs from Mr. Combs on several occasions. I'm outside a wet federal court in Manhattan, where we are about to start day 9 of the criminal trial against Sean Combs. Today, we're going to be hearing the testimony from rapper Kid Cudi.
Yeah, I heard Kid.
Wow.
Did Shaw? The following year, she claimed, quote, Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and that he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. Around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. So now we have that allegation, and we have the mention of arson in the indictment. But then we go to the government's bail letter that they filed with the court. They were advocating that Combs be denied bail. He has been twice. And they the early hours of December 22nd, events surrounding the kidnapping and break-in, the latter of which is corroborated by other records. Approximately 2 weeks, the defendant's co-conspirators to individual by
from video footage that might be at or near the fire incident. And then you might collect things like fingerprints or something that would lead to DNA or something like that. Something that would connect the crime to a person.
So when I mention in this case that the government has these fire records and they feel pretty confident to show what they pertain to show, what would these fire records show to a jury if they're presented in a court of law?
Well, just as I mentioned, the records would identify the process of which they conducted their investigation. In a courtroom, attorneys understand the guidelines for fire investigations. So if the case is weak or if they're feeling a little bit threatened by the progress of prosecution, then they start picking apart the actual investigative process. And they will take it line by line, item by item. They'll challenge every aspect of the investigation. And then they may even start picking apart the qualifications of the fire investigator. So that is why it's so important to try, as an investigator, to try your best to follow the provisions outlined, the standard of care, I call it, of NFPA 921, which is the guide to fire and explosion investigations. And then also make sure that your credentials are solid.